Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing Star Wars issue 21, written by Charles Soule. You see art by Marco Castiello, Ramon Rosanas, you know, Rachel Rosenberg, colorist, all these people. Give credit to them before I start the review. Anyways, I want to start by saying, great cover. I like how they changed the format, putting the title in the middle here, having the wreckage of the ship kind of look like Vader. Great. I actually, I didn't know what this issue was going to be about. I was kind of excited going into it based on the cover. I thought maybe we would be getting an issue about some Imperials, but apparently not. This issue, before I even start, I will say the cover and the art is probably the only part of this issue I really like. I'm not trying to be too negative about it. I think Charles Soule has done a great job on most of the Star Wars books he's written, specifically the War of the Bounty Hunters event. I really enjoyed that. This book, not so much. Mainly because we're continuing probably one of my least favorite tropes in Star Wars, where we have a member of the Rebel Alliance disguised as a stormtrooper. Which, if you're someone like me who's watched pretty much most of the Star Wars TV shows, movies, and written a lot, and not written, but read a lot of the comics. How many times have we seen this? We've seen this like there's got to be at least like 70 times we've seen this, characters disguising as stormtroopers. I would think the Empire. Do you think the Empire would catch on to this by now? Like have some type of chips in the stormtroopers' heads or something to know who's who, but apparently not. So we're on this Imperial Star Destroyer, Tarkin's Will, which is where our character is hiding. This character is Shana Damron, I believe. Shara Damron, something like that. She's Poe's mom from the sequels, which, whatever. That's fine. So she's disguised as a stormtrooper here, and this Imperial officer sees her in this damaged armor, and he's suspicious, but for the wrong reasons. Like, this guy is an absolute buffoon. He thinks that she's like a stormtrooper just like sleeping in another room. And he's worried that the armor is dirty, completely disregarding that the armor has like blast shots in it and everything. Like this guy is an absolute idiot. This is my main problem, is that the Empire is supposed to be, we're supposed to believe the Empire is very dangerous, but every time we see stormtroopers, Imperials, anyone in general, they're just complete buffoons. I like a lot of other people think the Empire is, pretty cool. I would like to see them, I would like to see Imperials besides like Vader or Thrawn or someone, not be a total idiot. That would be cool in my opinion. I would have really loved an issue just focusing on a average stormtrooper squad or something, seeing what they're doing. But instead, we continue this this trope. It's kind of like a joke at this point. So here we are. She's takes off her helmet. She gets away because this guy's a freaking idiot. Probably the biggest glaring problem in this, out of all this, is that he asks her trooper number, and I'm not sure if it's on this page or the other page, but she gives him a fake TK number, like the stormtroopers have like their like TK blah blah blah. She gives him a fake TK number. So this guy is I'm like seriously? Like, how stupid, So then he brings this, or another officer brings it to the attention. This woman is she's like the head of the ship. And so she figures it out. But I'm like, no one else in the chain of command could figure out that this stormtrooper with destroyed armor sneaking in and out of a control room and gives you a fake designation code. Like, it's like, come on, like, at least try to make, like, she figures it out. But the thing is which it's good that she figures it out, but I'm like, how did the other 300 people aboard this ship not figure it out? There's just, I really enjoyed Charles Soule's writing, but there's just like a lot of like weird problems in here. Like, I'm not sure if it was this page or another one, but Shanna, she explains like why this ship is damaged. You see, this ship has damage on it, so she's hiding out in a part of the ship that is kind of destroyed. Here, let me find the page. I don't want to show all the pages here. I don't want to get like copyrighted or something. Okay, here it is. Yeah. So she's hiding out. There's dead bodies all over the ship still, and the ship is badly damaged. And she says this is from the blast of the Death Star being blown up. And, you know, I haven't watched episode 4 in a while. I haven't rewatched it in a while, but I'm pretty sure there were no Star Destroyers near the Death Star, first of all. Second of all, this comic takes place after episode 5, which is, it's got to be at least like 2 or 3 years after episode 4. So you're telling me the Imperials have been riding around with this badly damaged Star Destroyer full of dead bodies, and they haven't repaired it or cleared out the dead bodies. And she says they try to like explain this away or whatever. She says they're keeping them there as a memorial, but I don't, from what we know about the Empire, this doesn't make any sense. The Empire doesn't care. Isn't that their whole thing? Like, why would the Empire be carrying, even the Rebel Alliance wouldn't do that. That's just stupid. That's just so weird. You're carrying around dead bodies on the ship. Like, it does not make any sense. I'm sorry, you know? I'm not trying to go into this being like a, you know, like, ooh, like nitpicking or whatever, but like, you know, I just, I'm like, come on, man. I can suspend my disbelief only so much. I went into this trying to enjoy this, but I'm like, as I'm reading it, I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Like, you know? But, whatever, you know, so like her husband, who's Poe's dad, is trying to come in and rescue them. Okay, so she goes in to try to, you know, this is another trope here of Star Wars where everyone's just stealing stormtrooper armor and Imperial shuttles left and right. Like, it's like the Imperials must have like 5 shuttles stolen a day. I will give them credit in this one, she doesn't successfully steal the shuttle, which is like, that was like a breath of fresh air to me, I guess. But so then the commander of the starship, of, you know, this Imperial commander, whatever, she comes out in her like armor or whatever with just like a sword to go hunt her down. It's like, okay, sure, I guess. And then, you know, they have a little fight, and she cuts off the thing. She's calling her. Maybe this kind of, you know, this dialogue here is meant to kind of like gaslight you into looking past the issues or something. She's like, oh, you're overconfident. Did you seriously think it would work? But it's like, yeah, bro, I thought it would work. Like, this is, like, the most shocking part about this issue is that she doesn't get away. Like, every other time we've seen this, you know, like, the Imperials are just absolute buffoons. This lady, you know, knows what she's doing, I guess. You know, whatever. And then she, you know, she stabs our hero here. And she, you know, so I guess this is going to be a multi-part issue. We kind of end on a cliffhanger for, you know, stabbing her. I would have, you know, this is fine. I would have liked for, you know, the Imperial, like, just out of all the plot holes, I just would have liked the Imperials in general, not just her. It's good that she figured it out, but the Imperials in general should have figured this out. I know, you know, maybe viewers are listening thinking like this guy is just complaining, but it's, you know, I've had a pretty positive outlook on a lot of the Star Wars comics. It's just, you know, like I'm tired of the Imperials being treated like chumps, because then we're told how dangerous they are all the time, but we just see them as buffoons. So we end on the Rebel crew is getting ready to you know, get her back. I like this guy. I like this green Duros guy. He's pretty cool. I hope he doesn't die, but Yeah, so they're going in to rescue her, and so I mean, hopefully the next part will be better. But I kind of have a feeling we're gonna see more just Imperials just being mowed down. But you know, if you were gonna just jump into the Star Wars series, Star Wars comics, I I really wouldn't do it with this issue. You know, I wouldn't do it, just me personally. You know, maybe you may have enjoyed it, but you know, if you're someone who has to read all the Star Wars stuff, you know, go ahead. But me personally, you know, I'm just trying to collect the series and everything. So I'm hoping this arc is not going to last too long. Hoping it's not going to last too long. I want to get back to see what Luke is doing and everything. But you know, definitely a great cover though. Nice cover. I'll give it that, you know. So, yeah. Anyways, you know, if I had to rate this issue, I can't really give it any digs on the art. The art is great. You know, the art is always good, always very solid. Story, I don't want to be too harsh here, but I would really just give it like a 6.5 out of 10, maybe. Like, you know, the art is spot on as usual, but the story, it's just I need to see some competent Imperials, you know. But you know, enough of me complaining. Enough of me complaining. I think I've complained enough. I'll have more comic reviews. You know, hope a lot of them will probably be more positive than this one. This one just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So yeah, a lot more comic reviews on the way. Definitely not all as nitpicky as this. So if you enjoyed the video, you know, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.